Hello guys, welcome back to another video of Impossible Mowers. Now, before we even start with today's video, I just want to say very sorry for the way the videos have been coming out. It's not the quality of the videos that's the issue, it's the timing. It's taken a lot of time for me to get these videos edited and posted out there. So I know I was saying Tuesdays and Fridays, or Saturdays, Tuesdays and Saturdays for posting. But if you guys haven't noticed yet, it's been kind of jostled around. So Sundays, Thursdays, Friday. It's been jostled around because with YouTube, you can set a schedule for the video to post, but the schedule really doesn't matter if you aren't able to upload it on time. So you can schedule it for, if I did this video on a Wednesday, I could schedule it for a Saturday, but if it doesn't upload in time, it's just going to ignore the Saturday day and just keep going until it does upload. So very sorry about that. I did fix that problem. It actually ended up my SD card was super full on the camera, and when I went to go edit my stuff into my computer, it wasn't editing properly, thus causing a very slow download and upload speed. So I fixed that. So hopefully this video comes out this Friday, and starting this Friday we'll start doing more videos Tuesdays and Fridays. And if you don't see one on Friday, look out for Saturday. Saturday's kind of my backfall day in case we have a problem like that again. But just want to let you guys know of that. Today's video, though, is going to be on Leroy. You've been hearing stories, you've been hearing me talking about this thing, but you guys never actually got to find out what happened. And I kind of did that both on purposely and by mistake. I'll tell you why. By mistake because I didn't catch it on camera, but on purposely because I knew it would make for a good video. What had happened with this rig, and you'll see the cylinder head is just, we'll get into that, okay? This rig was clicking and ticking when we first got it, and I knew that it was a valve lifter issue, a little valve lifter, Jesus. It was a rocker arm issue, and because the rocker arm on the driver's side was not tight, it just kept clicking. My brother didn't really think that that was a big worry, and to side with him, I didn't really think it was that either because it was a really quiet tick. But one day we took it out. It was the day after I just made a video with it. It was the day after we hit this thing in a mud hole. It's on my YouTube shorts if you want to see it. And it got louder and louder. So I said, we got to pull this head out and just fix that tick because this motor's going to lock up. And as we're coming back up the hill, the hill that's right up through here, this little hill. As we're coming back up the hill, the mower tips over on its side. It didn't flip over, it tipped over because of a rock, and right when it slammed back down, engine stopped. Right at the crest of that hill. And we took it apart. This is what happened, guys. We have a seized piston, which tells me we have a broken connecting rod. And then this problem, because it's seized and broken in there, the push rod not only bent, but it actually will not come out. That is in there. We've tried pliers, we've tried everything in the book. This motor is cooked. There is zero compression in this bitch. Just no compression. She's sloppy. If there is compression, it's very little. So it's cooked. The motor's cooked. The only thing that's good on it are the parts. It's got a nice Mikuni carburetor, nice aluminum heads, and aluminum intake, so that's definitely stuff to save. But the motor's cooked, and ever since then it's been sitting out here for about 3 to 4 months, and I never got around to it because we had too many projects coming in and out of the door. So I figured winter's coming, we're doing the automatic showdown this autumn, hopefully around October. It's not anytime soon. That's why I'm really taking my time with this, making sure all the mowers are good, reliable, and ready to go. But I figured it's coming up. We cannot have another season without Leroy. I mean, he did amazingly with the Husqvarna last year. Gotta have him back again. So we got a V-twin that we've been saving for this specific moment. Not for this rig, but we always keep a spare twin, a spare engine. You'll see we got one here, one there, and one there. We always keep them around because motor blows are very common in my trade, this trade. Although I will say we haven't had any motor blows happen in a long time. This is the first in years. This is the first time in years. So, I'm very happy to say that because we really do take care of our motors. But it was just that one time it came clicking. I'll tell you what it was, is we got to it way too late. That's what it was. So the plan for today's video is we're going to take this motor out. We're going to try to see what's happening in here because all the electrics are different. And I'm going to show you guys what Hypa has given us for this specific project. Big shout out to those guys because they did partner up with us again for this video because they're awesome and all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some tools and I'm going to grab everything I need. I just wanted to make a quick intro for you guys so you get a gist of what we're doing. And we're going to see if we can't tackle this motor. At the end of today's video, the most I want to be able to do is at least set the motor in the engine bay, just to kind of see what we're looking at here. This probably will not be running within a couple of videos because we still have stuff to buy for it, but it's going to make a good couple of videos. Good informational stuff for you guys. If you guys are ever learning to switch V-twins for any other V-twins, so, you know, this Briggs is different from that Briggs, and Chuck had a Briggs & Stratton single cylinder, which we swapped out for a twin. I'm going to be showing you guys that step by step. I didn't really have the good camera work. I didn't have any good camera work, actually, when I was doing Chuck's. And I don't even think I got back to the part 2 on this thing for the engine swap. But this one, we're going to be doing it piece by piece. You guys are not missing out on a single thing. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. We're going to show you some tips and tricks along the way. So without further ado, I'm going to stop John, cut the camera here, and the next time you'll be seeing us is when we are taking out this engine. So without further ado, give it the old finger snap. Alrighty guys, like I said in today's video, in the beginning of it at least, this video is sponsored by Hypa. These guys are awesome. I mean, they are really saving our bacon here because we needed it. So I'm going to show you what Hypa gave us for the motor, and we're just going to start tackling this. I got the toolkit right here and we're ready to rip. So Hypa, we got brand new Briggs & Stratton 24 horses of carburetor right here. This is all not going to this motor. Remember, it's going to the motor in the back, and I'm not bringing that up front until this one's out because I don't want to have to be battling for space here. We got carburetor gaskets, brand new fuel line. I got this not because I need it, but because every time we do an engine swap, we always find a way to break the fuel line. It's just, it happens. Some of the stuff is really old. So I always order some stuff like fuel line, clips, filters, on and off switch, fuel on and off switch, just to kind of prepare for that. This is not, that's for the Cub Cadet. All right, we got, oh, it came out of its bag, but these are the clips. Same clips that we put on the old Cadet. We got fuel filter, which I got a million of these. Brand new solenoid, because if you guys remember, this motor took a long time to turn over and run. Which probably, now that I'm thinking about it, that should have been the first red flag for a loose valve train. But anyways, and that stuff wears down the electrics. This is actually an upgraded. This, I believe, is a 12 volt. Yeah, it's a 12 volt solenoid to a tractor. Not a lawnmower, tractor, so it's just a little bit beefier, but it's pretty much the same if I'm saying anything else. So we got a new solenoid, and I believe that's it. Another fuel filter. All right. So this may not be looking like a lot of stuff to you guys for a motor swap, but what is helping me in this case is most of the stuff I already have. I already have coils. I already have spark plugs. I already have most of the stuff that I need to do this build. The only thing I don't have is an oil change setup, so oil filter, oil, and then an air filter. That's it. We pretty much have everything else here, but I'm not going to say too much right now because you might be doing this project and then find out spacing might be an issue, so you got to buy certain stuff because this motor is bigger than this motor. So here we go. So the first thing we want to do, guys, is we want to disconnect any electrics. Now, I've already done so, but I'm going to show you exactly why and how to do that. So the first set of electrics, if you guys don't know what I mean by that, wires, anything that's electrical that runs from the dash to the motor, you want to disconnect your starter wire, because remember, everything that's coming with this motor cannot be attached from the motor to the dash. We have the starter wire, which is right here. We have our coil wires. These are actually the charging wires, but a lot of people call these coil wires, and I really don't understand why, because these really aren't. These, maybe I took those off too. Yeah, I did, huh? But these were where the coils go. But anyways, so we got our charging wires here. Charging block, that stays with the motor, but see how this blue one I didn't take off? We're going to take that sucker off. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. And yes, some of you might be noticing I did clean up the shop a lot because I don't like a messy shop. Try to keep it as clean as I can, you know. I got shelving units coming, so all this stuff on the ground is going to be up on shelves soon. All right, now for you guys, you're definitely going to have a fuel filter or any fuel system that's plugged in here, disconnect it from the pump all the way down. That's what it was. They also gave me a fuel pump. It's laying around here somewhere. I think it's in that white box. But anyways, so remember, electrics like the starter wire, charging wires, this looks like a ground, coil wires, fuel system. If you're gonna do a fuel system, and like with this thing, it's got a full tank of bad fuel, instead of draining it out just yet, what I did was I just put a fuel shut on and off switch, little valve switch there, just to kind of keep it contained. Now the other thing you're gonna wanna disconnect that's not electrical are your mechanical stuff, such as your throttle and choke linkages. Got one here that's still connected. Our exhaust, gotta go. Pretty much everything you're seeing here has gotta go. It looks like we got a bolt here, and this plate is out. And then I believe we still have an exhaust pipe still connected. Yes, we do. So this just proves to show you guys it takes a little bit of work before you can even get the motor out. So just keep that in mind. Don't just unbolt the pulley and unbolt the engine bolts and start tearing stuff apart. You want to make sure you do it right the first time, because whatever you break on the chassis, you have to either buy or make yourself. So try to keep that in mind. Too many times have I seen people, and actually done it myself when I was a rookie, just tear the motor out and then, oh, I forgot the starter wire and I took a solenoid with me, and now I have a broken solenoid because I pulled too hard. So keep that in mind. I guess we'll just start with this plate, being that this is what's in the front of our linkage and our exhaust system. So I'm going to put the stand on, and we are going to impact that. Now I will say some of the stuff you're going to see me impact, you might have heard me in the past say, no, don't do that. But this motor is just cooked. It's junk. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer. There we go. Okay. So this is an old Simplicity, and we're gonna need a 3/8 for this exhaust bolt. I do know a YouTuber that's actually subscribed to me who has this mower, and well, if he's watching, which I hope you are, check these videos out, because it might give you some ideas on maybe if you want to swap your motor out. 2 bolts, save the bolts, you know, that's free bolts. You don't have to go to the hardware store and buy them. Ah, looks like we got a bolt up here as well. Didn't see that. A bolt right there. Let's see. One there. One there. Save our bolts. There we go. Wow, that's pretty cool. Haven't seen an exhaust system like that before. It's like we got a white pipe that goes into a single pipe, and then we got a exhaust clamp to a resonator. I'm really praying and hoping that this muffler actually works, because if it does not, we are in for a bit of a ride. But I mean, it's a V-twin. It should be the same dimensions. Sorry about that. Rather than taking this exhaust out, I might just unplug it from the motor, take the motor out, and see if when we put the new motor in, it'll actually fit. Because that could be a possibility too. It might fit right there on the money. So, to take the shroud off, right here, you can see the shroud is blocking our ability to get in there. We're going to grab a socket, the right socket, and we're going to get in there and see if we can't pull the valve cover out and just get her done. I had a feeling that was the wrong one. That's better. All right. Makes more sense too. Sorry for the camera work, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Loosen it up. Now we have a little more access to that plate. So I should be able to grab some pliers now and just tear that thing off. This is really crude stuff, and I usually don't do it this way, but with this specific motor, there's not much I can save on it, so. Come on, baby. There we go. That is really crude. I really don't like doing that. But whatever works. So, what I'm gonna do right now, guys, is I'm gonna put some lubricant on that, unbolt it, and then we're gonna get under this mower and unbolt the motor. Holy cow, okay, that took like forever, so rusted on there, but we're dialed. All we gotta do now is take this linkage off. Let's see, I'm gonna guess it's an 8, might be a 9. Huh, on the money. Gonna zip you right off, boy. So you can't get in here. Okay. Come on. Holy Christ on a cloud. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to need 2 hands for this one. Don't want to hurt the linkage because we will be reusing this. just saw a big spider. Oh yeah. Right in the wheel well there. I'll actually show you guys what we do when we get a spider like this. Pretty good size one. It's pretty simple. The procedure is quite the same. You just need 3 tools. Striker, brake clean, flammable, torch. I hate spiders. Especially if it's like a water one. I'm not getting bit by that. You need quick with it. And there you go. He has ceased to exist. So I'm going to cut the camera off here, guys. Just a little bit of fun there for you. But in all seriousness, we're going to start the cameras when I'm under this mower, and we're going to start unbolting some stuff underneath. Alrighty, guys. So we've got our drive pulley here. Assuming it's a 16 mil. Let's see here. Might be a 15er. 15 millimeter on the money. You can see the PTO clutch is still on there, or the clutch, geez, the PTO engager. So, smack that puppy off. Nice and easy. It is heavy. And you can rip it off or unplug it. This one does not work. I'm going to let it dangle. There is a concerning amount of motor oil coming out of that. This baby may have had problems before I even thought it did. And then, let's see, I can't reach the clutch. What we gotta do is, yep, let everything fall. Jesus. Right, so the clutch does not work. So this thing is being a bastard, aren't you? Right, manually clutch it. Just see if we can't loose. There we go. Jesus. That's gonna have to get fixed. Huh, it's a brand new pulley. Just about. What pushing the clutch in does is it relieves the pressure on the pulley so you can pull it off. Yep, sump gasket leak for sure. That's what that is when you're getting oil like that. Definitely a sump. Alright, so we got that unbolted. We're gonna have 4 motor bolts. I'm trying to locate them. I have located them. That took minutes. Let me actually get a light. I've got some lights which we'll have to use, obviously. Alright, so a lot of mower guys know this, but for some of the young guys who don't, a lot of these manufacturers actually put these little belt hangers, or belt keepers is what they're called, bolted in with the motor mount. So it was basically the motor bolt, and then while they bolted in the motor, they said, hey, you know what, we'll take the motor bolt and match it up with a belt keeper. So one good way to check to see where your motor bolts are is obviously look at your motor, look underneath it, and then look for a square like pattern. You're going to see 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And the reason why I mentioned the belt keepers is what's really famous with almost every mower I've found that I've worked on at least from the 90s and 2000s is there's going to be a belt keeper on it or something on it, a little something. And they're genuinely going to be the right size all the way around. They're all going to be the same size, but not as the same as your drive. See how this is a 15? Doesn't work. So, common rule of thumb, If it's the same size as your engine bolt, it's most likely going to be the same size for everything else because they make things easier that way. But not all the time. Sometimes your engine bolt is actually different than your other accessories. So it's just food for thought, you know, something to keep in mind. Alrighty. Alright, and we're gonna zap these off. Do not, I repeat, do not lose any of these stuff. Don't lose your bolts, because if you put the wrong bolt up in your motor, you're cooked. You're done. You might as well just walk away. And sorry about that. You just might as well walk away. So here we go. 2. Looks like we've got a ground on one. That is caked in oil, guys. Oh my gosh, you seeing that? That's probably the ground for our PTO. And then we got one right up in here. My hand's gonna cover it, sorry. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this motor should now be ready to be taken out, although I will have to remove this. Golly, guys, look at that. That is just caked. Old grass and oil and yuck. I'm still gonna save this because I know it works. I know I may have just said that it doesn't work, but I am actually now remembering it does work. So there's that. So we're gonna come back up top and see what we're dealing with here. We're gonna wiggle this puppy around, see if it's loose. It's loose. But I'm gonna find that engager, the PTO engager cable right here. This is the engager. Interesting. Ooh. This must have been an accessory ground for the engager. Alright. I'm trying to see the engager. Is that right here? Yep. Come on. These engager plugs are always a ass hard to get. Very sorry for the camera work, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh. Alright, I see it. It's a clip-on, that's why. Jesus. I'm doing this off camera, I'll be right back. Christ on a goddamn cloud. That came off, but it was actually rusted in there. So I'm actually shocked it still works. So now I'm gonna put the stand up and we're gonna reach in here with our bare paws and grab this sumbitch out. Alright. See if we can do this first try. No hiccups. Hopefully. Alright. So come in here. I try to grab a good spot, make sure everything, aha. We have cables that are running through the motor that are zip tied. Take that zip tie off. See right here. Right. These two are not important. Yeah, no. This looks like it was a choke. I'm gonna have to cut it because it's all mangled up. Yeah. Huh, right on. See, the choke went right through the damn motor mount. I keep saying motor mount, the motor hanger, and it was getting tossed up in there. So we're gonna grab by the bottom, grab. Aha! See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Grab a look. Grab a look. I missed it. See right here? Oil pump sensor. Oil level sensor, wherever it is. I think it's an oil pump sensor. I don't know. But not that is dirty under there, but unplug that. Let me put this back on the stand. Okay, I'm trying, ladies and gentlemen. I am trying. It's where you put the stand that's the trouble. That's the trouble. Okay. Now we just pick this up. Hopefully, don't jar back. Almost forgot another wire. We just out of its cradle. We'll fix that later. Whew! All right. Dirty undercarriage. Dirty, dirty, dirty. This is definitely gonna have to get vacuumed. But so far so good. I love doing these. So what I'm gonna do right now, guys, off camera, is I'm just gonna give this a vacuum. And then I'm gonna see if we can't slap that motor in as kind of a demo, see what we're really looking at. So I'll get back to you guys when we start putting that motor in here. Alrighty guys, unfortunately I gotta stop the video here. I know this may have been a really quick one, it may have even been boring, but the reason why I'm stopping it here is because this motor's pulley will not come off. I don't know what happened. We got this pulley from a guy on the good old Facebook Marketplace, and it's not that the motor's bad. It's that the pulley he had it on is rust welded in there. My pulley puller can't get in there and grab it. So it's mangled in there good. So what I'm gonna have to do is put some heat to it lightly, because there is a sump gasket there, but you know, if it comes to it, we'll have to tear the block down, replace it, but we gotta get that thing off of there, and that's gonna be a lot of work. So just by looking at the motor, I think the exhaust is actually gonna be all right, but looking at the girthiness, I think we're definitely gonna have to rearrange our motor mounts or our motor bolt holes. But I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, we made a pretty good amount of progress. We got the old motor out, we cleaned it out on the inside. I showed you guys some cool tips and stuff like that, you know, especially underneath there. I know this isn't the type of video I was promising you guys, but this is probably the type of video you're going to be seeing with this mower specifically because we're taking it piece by piece. So it's going to be one of those things where we just take it nice and easy, we take it slow, and then if stuff like this happens, stuff like that happens. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. This is definitely the part 1 of this rig. We are not done with it yet. Steer clear, not steer clear, blah, blah, blah. Keep your heads out for some Chuck videos because he works perfect. The clutch works, everything works. I'm not going to spoil it, but we're going to be doing some off-roading with Chuck, and then just a couple off-road videos like I promised you guys. I mean, most of the automatics except for Leroy are finished, so we're probably going to do a couple trail videos throughout the couple weeks, you know, just kind of putting them through their paces, giving them a good test. Even the Poulon too. I mean, winter's over, so I'm going to drop that deck. And you better believe that we're going to start using that Poulon too. I mean, I didn't buy that aggressive tread just for it to be used on a lawn. I mean, it's supposed to be getting out there, getting muddy, getting dirty. So don't worry about it. We are going to be using that machine too. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including Krusty, 6, including Chuck. We got 6 off-road mowers ready to run, and I'm hoping to say 7 when this puppy starts to run. It's such a shame that happened, but you know, it's the only thing you guys gotta learn is when you're doing motor swaps, anything could take a turn. And usually I would not stop here and I would keep going, but it is literally, I want to say 5 o'clock up here up north, and the sun is starting to get low, and I'm going to be here all night just trying to take that pulley off. So I'm just better off doing it off camera, or if I am going to do it on camera, just doing it on a separate video. I don't want to make this video 2 hours long and bore you guys out. But next video on this machine, hopefully it'll involve not the pulley, yeah, but it'll involve us putting the motor into the motor bay, and then we'll start digging into the electrics and just start wiring it up and hopefully getting this thing out of the shop within the next 3 or 4 weeks. So with all that said and done, man, I'm tired, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and Instagram videos below. Links below. There is stuff that we post on Patreon and Instagram that we do not show on the channel. So if you want to see some more of that stuff or some more of Impossible Mowers and what we do, check out those links below. Remember, everything's free. I didn't want to do the free trial anymore because it's just like in my mind, I'm like, why would you want to pay for a subscription that you're just seeing pictures of? I mean, if you wait long enough, you'll see them on the channel. So until we get merchandise rolling, which should be soon, I hope, cross our fingers, I'm just going to keep the Patreon free. So you guys can all have access to it. You can all see it. Link below, of course. And also share some love for Hypa. Although we didn't get to install the parts today, they are there and they will be serving a lot of purpose for this motor. So I appreciate what Hypa did. And hopefully the next video, we're just going to be diving into that aspect of the stuff and not having to dig into too much of the electrics. But I'm hoping within the next couple of videos we can definitely start getting this rig put back in better shape. Yeah, so I hope you all stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.